Now, if I want just the last one, I would go -1, I think, which is that TTM. If I want the second last one, I'd go -2, which is 09, which is that. So now we need to turn this into a sort of clever function. This J is going to start at 0. So let's just make J is equal to 0. And let's just type in here to pull out the year. Char stock dot columns square brackets. Stick with me. We want -6 minus J. Okay. Now let's just see if this works. I don't think it will. We might have to put in the colon. Oh, 09. See, the last year is the TTM, is we don't want that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Success. It's brought back the fifth year. So when this is now 1, it's going to bring back the 4th year, etc., etc., etc. So just to demonstrate it, J is equal to 1, and then up arrow, up arrow. What have I done? Oh, there we go, 2014, 2013, 2014. Great. Now, what we want to do is we want to bring back, what does this do? 0. 0 and then 4. So I'm just trying to understand this code. Current stock columns. Because ultimately we wanted to bring back just the year. So what it would be is the first 4. There we go. 2014. Now we want to turn this into an integer, int, just so that it can be read in by the date function. Okay. So we copy that, paste that over there. So let's go to the next line. Similarly, we want to bring in the month. So exactly the same function. So what we had over here, just get rid of all of this. Oh, 09. So now the way that I've done it here is we're saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from position 5 onwards, which is actually position 6, 5, brings up the 09, because it starts at 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starts at the 0. So that brings back 10, the month. Go to the next line. We're going to bring back the day. Now, day, before we get into the loop, because we're gonna do this 5 times. Price data 4, 0 to 5. J. This price needs to come outside of the, oh no, it is J, and then we're in J. Okay, we need to do a calculation to bring back the correct days. So this gets fun. So if I type in, we created this days data frame above here, days DF. Days DF, and I want to just look at the days column. It's got this index on the left, which happens to be the same as the month over here. So we're going to bring back just the corresponding month and map it to days. So if I have days DF, if I were to type in there 03, brings back 31, which is that. So now I want to use code to do that. Stick with me. We're going to have square brackets, char stock dot columns. We're going to just use this basically over here. Copy that. And then 30 days. Because this refers to September. September has 30 days. Great, so let's just put this in here, so just below the J. Day is equal to, we're going to want an integer value for this whole thing. Days DF, with the month value saying which one of these values we should bring back. So sort of mapping it together. Very exciting. So I'm pretty sure this works. There we go. Day 30. Great. So where we are is we've now come up with how to determine a day variable. Okay. And we want to put day over here. Day. Which refers to that there. Okay, so this is where it gets fun. We need to do this for loop where it goes back 5 days, or it starts on the last day of the month, and then it sees if that brings back anything. And if it doesn't, it goes to the day before, and then the day before, and then the day before. So data, which is for I in range 0, 4, colon. We wanted to first put in the last day of the month. So if I ran this now, an integer is required. Ah, yes. We need to make this int. So currently we've got J and Z. Z is 7, which is apple. J is 1. Let's make J equals 0. J is equal to 0. So start. And let's just see what that brings back. 2013, 930, 0, 0. So that's the year, and then we were looking at that particular day of the month. Okay, so then what we want to do, because this might fail, we're going to use an error trapping. So we want to try and download it. Data. And instead of apple, we're just going to put st name, which is from there, st name. And if it doesn't work, except we want it to do nothing, which is pass. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to go day minus equals 1. So day is currently 30. So if it fails, let's just do that. And then I run this, start. Start. Hey, it's now the 29th, not the 30th. Okay. And then we want to put in one last little bit of code. So what happens if this fails? Data is going to bring back nothing. And that's why we need to start and create data as 0, because what we're going to do now is a test. If data, if len, how long data is greater than 0, break. So what that break does is it exits this for loop. So say the first try it works, then we don't want to go another 4 times. We just stop. Or it works the second time, it just stops. So break. So if it brings back data, exit loop. Cool. This is exciting. Let's run this piece of code. So z is equal to 7, which is apple. So it's running. Cool. So the first thing is data. .29th. So if you type in I is equal to 1. So it starts at 0 and it went to 1, so it tried it twice, 0 and 1, and it's brought back this data. Which is great for that particular year. Then the next thing is we want to, so we created this data container to store the price. We want just the close value. So if I type in data dot columns, it's got this close column in here. It's not coming through over there. We want to just take that piece of data. So what we do is we got this for loop over here. So this is outside of the for loop. Backspace. Store the data in a list. So now we need to just put this in error trapping again, just in case something goes wrong. Try price dot append. So this empty container over here, we're just adding on to the emptiness. Price dot append data close, and 0 means the first line. So if I type in data close okay, it's brought, but there's only one line, one piece of data in that column. So if I want to bring back just that 154, I've got to say line 0, which is the first line. Okay, 154. Marvelous. Close 0. And then accept. If that doesn't work, we want to just it to do nothing. And then where the whole thing completely fails, so try